You had an appearance on Doggy Style, one of the best rap albums of all time. How was it working with
Yes,
Snoop Dogg? Tell us about Snoop.
classic, classic. Snoop. Oh man, Snoop's like, I mean, that's my homie, man. That's my dude. Like I knew Snoop like way back when he still had like the curls, trying to like go head for the braids. I had cornrows already, they was like working on the finishing the Chronic tour, starting on the Chronic tour when I first went there, and he hadn't even started on Doggy Style yet. So I stayed with him for a minute and the homies or whatever, and then one day at Larrabee, I asked David Ruffin Jr. He was living with Dreads, like, "Y'all want to come out there?" You know what I mean? And kind of like just do my thing out there. See what's going on. We close to the beach, we close to the Dre. Doc. So he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna go holler at him." He came out like, "Let's go." So I went out there, man, and you know what I'm saying, started building with Doc. He was like, he was like, "Yo, you know Snoop wants you on the album." I was like, "Let's do it." And me and him went to the studio early, and I had no weed. I was like, "Damn, I had no weed. Like, I ain't gonna tell Doc I ain't got no weed. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, record." So I just did that shit like it was. Like he did the pump. He was listening to the samples, and he heard that pump. And he just started sampling that shit, and he just came in. He's like, "You ready?" I went in and did my thing, and then Snoopy came in afterwards, and that was pump, baby.
My motherfucker God. Now just back up, don't act up. I pack up my cheek. What else you say? Any better one, and I win. I can't be beat. Don't sleep while I creep, peep out my technique. I forgot. I'm out of sight, so you can't see me. What?
The MC of the year.
You hear? Come on, Nick. I got something for them niggas in the front and the rear.
You gotta take control of.
Just a friendly reminder, guys, we are live, just so you know.
It's all good, though.
You know what? Jamal, we're going to get you in 1 minute, Jamal.
Hey, I ain't gotta say shit.
Hey, Nick, you know why they gotta love? Hold on. Hey, Nick,
I ain't gotta say shit.
Hey, Nick, you know why they gotta love this right here? Because this is authentic. This is illegal. This is what you get when you spend a day with us.
Since the 90s, since day one?
Since day one. So you sit back and you fall back and you be like, "Yeah, this is what's going on." You know what I mean? And, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Don't try to say no slick shit.
It's a fact. But this is authentic shit. You know what I mean? So they gotta love it. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is to me, man. You know? What's up, Nick?
All right, Jamal. So we're gonna go to you. So talking about iconic features, you did a great song with Junior Mafia, worked with Biggie. Tell me about that.
Man, I was in the studio at Quad Studios. Clark Kent was doing a song. I happened to be in there, and Biggie asked me, you know, I was quiet. He asked me if I had something for it. And I said yes, I got in there, and Molly G, the villain, keep feeling my trigger finger, enhancing pillin' that was born. And I just appreciate that, man. And you know, that thank God for that. Shout out the whole Junior Mafia, Clark Kent, C's, Nino, Trife, Law, Clep. You know what I mean? Yeah.
G, rest in peace, Christopher Williams, man, one of the greatest rappers in the world.
Shout out to CJ Wallace. Yes, I used to actually live with C's. Him, Thais, Bridget. I stayed out there off of Fulton and St. James in the hood, you know, ate Kennedy chicken and Hudson River fish and all that shit with them niggas. I had a chick out there named Candy Watson from Queens. She used to boost and shit, kept me fly. I used to go to shows with them guys. Actually got it, you know what I mean? Man, I seen them cops roll Biggie down the hill, and the sweatsuit was coming up. The shit was crazy. They told him to reach for a star. But I was actually paranoid, man, that night, man. I was like, I demanded what's going on, but we've been through a lot, man. You know what I mean? Even me and Malik, we link up with him in South Carolina. You know, we had great experience. If you check out the shout outs on Big's album, he shouts out me and Malik till his dying day. He loved us. He said he used to run guns listening to us back in the day. You know what I mean? And I just love that experience. Even Big, he'd give you the shirt off his back.
You couldn't have a better endorsement than having Biggie have your back like that. That's incredible.
Give it up to Molly G, Jamal Fader Mall, the newest member of the Junior Mafia clique. That's what he said out of his own mouth.
That's awesome. So you were roommates with Lil C's?
Yeah, man, me and C's, Thais, even Kim stayed over there sometimes. with us. You know what I mean? Everybody, we shared sleeping spaces, and it was real love. Shout out to the whole family over there, man. C's mother was a beautiful woman. Rest in peace. Bridget, Thais. Everyone showed me so much love in Brooklyn. I mean, me and C's used to sleep on the corner all night. We'll wake up head to head, nigga, on a corner. We had enough. We just had too much. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, like even to this day right now, it is what it is. I hit him up and we good. You know what I mean? Last time I seen him, we ate good lobster macaroni and played good music.
How you figure that your team can affect my cream? Yeah,
went out.
These are
seen
those
Nas,
the black since I stepped on the
but,
scene.
yo, go ahead.
You know what I mean? Pete the scene.
Are you still getting royalties? Or are you still getting paid off the Monica album and Doggy Style album?
Oh yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, the bigger monies came, but it's still money. I mean, it's still a blessing. They still come. Like, and the statements have everywhere from Beijing, Belgium to fuzz on them. So yeah, they still loving it. It's still going. Definitely. And it's in above the rim too. When he's working out doing the push-ups, it's pump in the back. So they got to kick in above the rim. Let's get it.
You say what?
Same
Nah,
thing
pump
with you,
in the
Jamal.
back of
You're
that
getting
scene.
paid with those royalties, all your features.
Well,
yeah.
I looked into my situation, and like I never got a royalty check ever. My first check that I ever got for royalties was about, like, I'd say 12, 14 years ago, right? And I got $5,000, right? Now, the reason I know this because I met my woman. I remember this because it was that long ago that I met her. Now I got $5,000. Now my checks used to come like $100, and it would be 5 fucking songs on there, and it'd come out $100. Now remember, in a group, this I did a solo album, so some would be for solo, but in a group I only had, let's say, 25% of my publishing, for the simple fact that 50% of that publishing went to Dallas Austin. I mean, for whatever generous reason, I agreed to it. I don't know. But at the same time, what I did was I looked into it, right? And I inquired about it. I said, why are these checks so small? I said, this isn't publishing, right? And I looked into it and they said no. So what I did was I inquired more, and I found out that once I get the work ID numbers to any songs, and all of you artists out there that's done work, I want you to listen very closely. Here you go. When you do work out there, make sure that your publishing is done correctly. For the simple fact that you'll get chumped off and get these little small increments of money. And all along, you're not getting publishing. It's all type of royalties. You got mechanicals, you got performance, you got the what is it? You got hold on, it's mechanicals, it's performance, then what is it? Writers. It's like 4 of them. I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? However, you got to know this shit. And okay. You get the work ID numbers real quick. Work ID numbers, attach them to your IPI number, to your publishing, and you tell these motherfuckers that you want to take these fuckers and register them for retroactive royalties, and you get your own fucking money. And some of these fucking songs may have errors, so you get your money from the beginning of that term, which might be in the fucking 90s, when usually ASCAP only goes back what, in years? So there's a good tip, and that's what the right now. So we get all of ours. We gonna get it. And if you're out there streaming our shit, nigga, we coming to get that too. Sound exchange and motherfucking, we checking that shit. We gonna get some to find your ass. And we gonna end up doing your bitch ass like that big motherfucker did that motherfucker in front of his bitch on World Star. And I'll forget the tabloid. But yes, I'm sending.
Did you have a good manager who was representing you?
Nah, man. I ain't gonna speak for us, but I know that a lot of people came around, and when me and this guy agreed that okay, we this nigga some bread, and people seem to like him. Let's give him a chance. He can go up in there. We had a guy by the name of T Smooth, Tony De Niro. It's a lot of other motherfuckers that don't deserve no respect. So, and then on top of that, it's like this, man. Nobody with us for real. Had they was, we wouldn't even be smoking weed back then. But we ain't gonna talk about that because we was motherfucking grown enough to do it. We should have thought not to do it. All right. That's why we didn't have the major fucking longevity success of a Monica, some of those groups that have the right people, a fuck Romeo or a Bow Wow. We needed that. Snoop told me out his mouth. He said, man, Ma, I recognize you as a gangster. He said, that's why we took my fucking Bow Wow over there to Jermaine. He said, I ain't want him to end up like y'all. Now, I ain't know what he took that shit.
Nah. I mean, end up like y'all.
Hold on, Malik. This is what he told me.
End up like y'all what? End up like y'all what? Writing your own rhymes. Write your own rhymes. Writing your own rhymes. Getting in the asses of the biggest rap niggas in the world. Getting their asses. That's what I did. I got in their ass.
I'm not saying that.
With all due respect, when y'all hear this Daily Go remix that's coming,
I ain't want him to end up. We out here on
Brian Nichols featuring Machiavelli John. The remix is coming. When y'all hear the original with Outlaws, yo, I do what I do. Pump, I do what I do. Doggy Style, I do what I do. Dog Food, I do what I do. You know what I mean? So that's how. And now it's ATM, All the Math Till I Die, SSI, Secret Society Incorporated. Yeah, I'm bossing up. So I ain't getting none of my artists away to nobody. You know what I mean? I love Dre to death. Andre Romelo Young, that's my man, but I ain't giving him my artists. We can do Aftermath, All the Math.
How'd you like working with E-40?
E-40? It was off the shizzle, bizzle. The shizzle, man. Fonzarelli, man. You know what I mean? Yo, matter of fact, you know what? Shout out to 40. Shout out to E-40. Be legit at Sick With It Records. My D shot his brother. Sugar T, his sister, the Click. The Mossy. The Bay Area. Yo, Daz took me. Enough respect to Daz too for this. Daz took me, him, Trady, Badass. One day we just rolled in the little baby Benz he had for his baby mom. He said, get the Bay Area and let's do some songs with these cats and let's get some bread. You know what I mean? They're gonna pay us for doing some bars. But I'm like, word. He's like, yeah. Because you might not know these cats, but these cats got bread. They got more bread than these cats on these major labels. I'm like, word. They independent, so I'm not knowing anything about any of this. And we get to the Bay Area, and as we pull up, E-40 shooting a video for the group Damasi, which had his brother and his cousin in the group. And I actually featured on that album too. And I was like, yo, 40 House was like really big, like bigger than some of the artists that I was around that was in the industry and in the world bigger than 40 at that time. And him and Be Legit was building brand new houses from the ground up. His shit was down the street from Gary Payton, you know what I mean, with bowling alleys and shit. And I'm like, yo, I want to learn about this independent shit. Like, I want to get dollars off my record sales, for being on the video and the radio and all that old bullshit. At the end of the day, you barely getting $1 off your record sales after taxes and all that. So I wanted to learn about that, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know he never went gold before, besides the Southwest Riders compilation, which was a double CD, which featured myself and UGK, Mystical, Master P, but it was a double CD and it went 250,000, so he went gold. But just selling 250,000 made him a multi-million. It made him to the point now he has his own liquor. It's called Tycoon. He has his own cognac, and he just recently started his own wine, I think, or something like that, or moonshine or some shit. So he's on a whole nother page, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to P. He has his own, oh my God, like Aunt Your Mama type shit. He has like grits and his own flavors and all type of shit he got. And it's going down. I have some ideas. I'm taking a Shark Tank. Anyway, so that's my beats type money we finna get. Some old other shit. I'm gonna shock y'all. Just stay tuned to what's going on. Keep your eyes open. Yeah, Lee Nichols, real talk.
For sure. Another song I want to get into. So you guys had your album in the early 90s, and then you guys kind of did your own thing. But in 95, you did a great song with Too Short on Cocktails. Incredible album. How did that come about?
Things Change. It's called Things Change. Too Short, he came to Atlanta, and like everybody that was coming to Atlanta at that time, and either they just got a spot in Atlanta and came back and forth, or they relocated. He was one of the ones that did that, and he kind of made Dark like his home, like Dallas Studio, because Dallas Studio just had this vibe in it. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you from, what you were doing, he just had this vibe, and everybody kind of just like cling to it. And Too Short was one of the ones, and we just see him a lot. Him and Shorty B. I think it's his cousin or one of his guys that plays bass on his music. Me and Ant Banks, who produced a lot of his stuff. Big Badass Ant Banks. He did some stuff on the solo project I did. Yeah. Right, he did some stuff on my solo album, Chocolate Time. Dallas got it somewhere in the vote. Abs didn't want to give us that bread we wanted. which y'all might hear one day. But
Harrison didn't want to give you that bread. Can you elaborate?
But Harrison didn't want to give Dallas, I think, what he wanted at that time. I mean, you know, as far as as a label or whatever, because Bad Boy and LaFace was kind of doing a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And that's like somebody who's telling somebody I knew they had a situation with Universal for a group. If y'all remember Co-Ed, it was 2 girls and 2 guys, and me and the guy that was behind them, we kind of put our labels together to do some stuff, legal, some other stuff, but he wanted Universal to give him a deal similar to Cash Money, and I'm telling him like Cash Money did numbers. They didn't come to Universal like just without numbers. They probably was already millionaires or close when they came. So you know it's kind of that same thing just on another page. You know, at the same time, Bad Boy and LaFace was doing a lot of things that Roddy wasn't doing. You know what I'm saying, as a label. You know what I mean? And you know, and those are just facts. And so you know, it was kind of the gift and the curse. It was all good, but okay. It was meant to come out. To come out. If not, then it is what it is. Too Short was doing his album, and I was like, yo, Short goes platinum every time. He's a legend in the Bay, you know what I'm saying? And he started a lot of this shit, independent shit, a lot of this shit going on. And I'm gonna rock with Short, you know what I'm saying? And we was kicking it, you know, smoking fees and kicking shit. And he was like, let's do it. And I went in there and actually freestyled the majority of it, if not the whole thing. And they kept it.
We come to sketch somebody's like John Gotti killing nobody. Now just wake up with the digger to the flapjack. Like a casino winner match. Like, you want to
how'd you like working with Short?
What?
How'd you like working with Too Short?
Man, that nigga nerves, man. He used to try to bitch. My bitch.
What song it was on? He said, bitch. What are you smoking? A big fat bitch coming from East Oakland. What's the best type of misunderstanding? Hit the parking lot. Bitch, I was standing by the Benz. Hey, they got nigga red
new teeth and shit, right?
Nigga try to get
the shit. And
ain't tricking doing pimping season.
So I had a little chick, right? Every time he see me with the area.
I was just saying, go ahead, Jamal.
Continue. Oh no! I mean, we was talking simultaneously. He does that. I understand him.
Every time night in the studio while we trying to make a record. I'm not trying, but we making a record. He did it the whole time. So it's nothing new.
Hey man, Hey,
that's
listen.
Right.
Anyway,
that's right. Fuck off.
Anyway, man. Anyway, I'm talking about.
Man, yeah, I love it.
Listen, man. He used to Short birthday April 28th. So the thing is,
what's his sign? What's his sign?
He a Taurus like me, April 26th. Wow. Not April 26th. So the thing is, he's very kind-hearted. He opened up his house to me. Me and Wayne Loke, his brother, we real cool. Motherfucking his mother, man, she's a very nice lady, you know. And Short actually would give you the shirt off his back, but like he got the attitude. I give you a bitch before I give you a blunt. Short the type to see you make it, man. Because he had to hustle hard. You know what I mean? That shit wasn't easy for him. But when it comes to he's a player, and if he fuck you, it ain't nothing. Yes! He just want to show you that the bitch was unloyal anyway. Plus, he wants some pussy.
That shit.
And it ain't too much about pimping with him. He just came up around pimps. Short is like a trimp. He's a trick and a pimp. You know what I mean? So, because he a trick. It ain't
tricking if you got it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's like, because I'm a Trimp too. I'm a Trimp J. I told Pimp C, I'm going to change my name to Trimp J.
I'm going to cheat myself. I ain't going to cheat myself, baby.
Hey, look, but Short is one of my favorite.
With me.
And don't get me wrong, when I say trick, it ain't, you know, like most say that, because it's probably been said about him. He ain't no man. He just a trick out of panties. You know what I mean? Anyway, Short makes music off of that. He loves the game.
But he told me when he heard me and Malik album,
when he heard me and Malik album, he'd tell you the difference. He'd be like, man, Malik got the beat. He'd be like, Nick, some good lyrics. You know, he'd tell us the shit. Like the song Things Change. I actually was on there.
In the beginning. He was freestyling in the beginning.
Like 3 lines.
I don't know why he didn't keep his whole verse. I don't know why.
Because I mean, like he just wanted it like that. And the song wrote out.